Welcome back, everybody, and holy crap, we still have a countdown! And holy crap, it's been a while! So yeah, I apologize for the fact that it's been we're probably on the third week of no Final Fantasy V parts. It really is because things have gotten so busy with the baby here that I have not been able to record parts. So, thankfully I'm here, and we are here to get back into the Final Fantasy V story. And I thank all those who are willing to be so patient with me right now as I'm trying to figure this whole thing out. Because I promise I'm not trying to make this difficult for you guys. Oh, look, more monsters. But anyway, last time we came to the Kingdom of Karnak, and we got imprisoned, and then we had to go into the fire ship, where we found out that another consciousness is basically working towards destroying the crystals, whereas we want to save them. Unfortunately, they succeeded, and they got the destruction of the fire crystal. So I guess now fire is going to be cold. The weird justification there, but that's okay. So right now we're getting out of the Karnak castle, but before that we're actually going to open up some chests. So I hope people have been doing well. We've been doing well here. It's just, well, now with the little one here, and also classes starting, it's gotten a little crazy. So again, I apologize, but I'm here. So we're talking Final Fantasy V right now. What's interesting about this part, though, is I think this is the first time that a countdown like this has been utilized, where it not only affects the world map, the battle menu, but also the menu screen. I don't know if you guys noticed that in the menu screen, it's still counting down. I think the last time that was done was probably, or the next time it was done was probably, it had to be either 6 or 7. And I'm leaning towards 7, because I don't think 6 did it. Yeah, 6 had a countdown, but if you got into the menu, it wasn't counting down. So, I'm probably thinking of 7. But I do like that whole concept because, you know, people like me can abuse that countdown and just say, well, you know, technically, we can just go our separate ways and we can buy ourselves time by going into the menu. And that shouldn't be the way that it works. So I'm glad that this got implemented as soon as Final Fantasy V, because I don't even think 4 had it. Because, yeah, 4 didn't really have a countdown, now that I think about it. At least one that wasn't scripted. So, like, they figured out, oh, and you're no sergeant, show us your true form. I am the bounty hunter, Iron Claw. It's morphin' time? Holy crap, man! It is a Power Rangers monster! And he's dead. It's alright, Power Rangers, we don't need to call you in. We're fine. But now we are out of Karnak Castle, so it's going to go boom. Now, people might also notice there's this little wall that's blocking off from Karnak. This is also going to open up, so that we can actually discover more on this continent. Obviously, because now we need to go find the 4th crystal before it gets destroyed. The Crystal of the Earth. Oh, look, and more shards. Crystal shards. Please give us your power. They're going to, just give it time. The spirits of these brave warriors rests in these shards. So now our new job classes are Trainer. I'm not going to read that again. Geomancer. And Ninja. So now we have the Ninja class, which in a job class-based Final Fantasy game, they are kind of overpowered in the fact they can hold 2 weapons. But eventually you can learn to put that onto another class. So that's helpful. But before we go anywhere, we need to go to Karnak to go rest at the inn. Because we just went through a whole heck of a lot. And we need to rest up. But, obviously, our goal now is not in Karnak, because the fire crystal isn't here anymore. So now we have to look for the 4th and final crystal, the Earth Crystal. And now we have new classes to be able to work with, and I actually will utilize the Ninja class quite a bit, because, Even though the monk class is fairly good, I actually do like using ninjas with a little bit of black magic. Just because I have that physical prowess, but I also have the magic prowess. And at this point, I actually did do a quick grinding session just to work on the new classes as well as beef up my level. But while we're making our way to the next, the next point in the story, so this is usually the point where I actually do talk about the games that I have been playing. But first, I actually want to give a little bit of an update to people as far as how the channel is going to go. First of all, again, thank you so much to the people who have been patient, who have, you know, been willing to endure the fact that I haven't been able to put things up as consistently, not just on my channel, but also on the Drak and Shadow channel. It's been kind of murder to try and upload stuff. I've actually had to maybe wait till the end of the week and then upload everything en masse, which I'm planning on fixing eventually. So a quick little update on that. A lot of people have been concerned that I haven't actually brought the live streams back, and the main reason is because I've been taking care of a baby girl, and also my classes started up, and it just so happens that some of those classes are on Monday. So I'm going to reemphasize this one concept. Live streams aren't going anywhere. I'm still going to do them. I'm just still trying to figure out how I'm going to do them, because if people might have noticed, when I did the console versions, I had a little bit of issues in XSplit and also on my PC because I kept on delaying because of lag. So I've done my homework on that, and I will need to upgrade some parts. So I will probably still do those live streams, but I'll probably stick to PC for a little while. And actually, we are now at the next part of the story, so we'll get into that in a second. No one knows where Mead is. Who's Mead? Okay. I love these little pots that let me use an inn for free. This bookshelf? It just so happens that actually, I believe, is where we need to go. This is the Library of Ancients, an archive of old texts. Okay. I want to burn only the books that are possessed, but we don't know which ones are. Books can be possessed? In this library, they can be. So this is actually an interesting dungeon in the fact that every enemy in it is a book, roughly, so a different page. I always like that ingenuity. So we can't do anything here, but if we go over to this other side, this actually starts up the whole dungeon. The goal, even though I haven't talked to a whole lot of people, we actually need to look for this need person who is looking for solutions to our present dilemma. So we are making our way through the Library of the Ancients, which seems to be going fairly well, but thankfully we will have a couple of other things to take care of. So back into the announcements. The live streams aren't going anywhere, but I might stick to PC stuff or stuff that's really simple until I can upgrade my PC and I can actually do this stuff. Not because I don't want to, guys. I promise, I really do. I love doing things like Splatoon with you guys or Smash Brothers, but I need to work out some hardware issues before I start doing those actively again. So I hope you guys will be patient with that. The live streams aren't going anywhere. If anything, they'll get spread out a little bit more. Because I think I originally set things up for every other week, and that's probably going to stay. And then we'll make it all work. And my phone just went off. Maybe I should turn that off. So that's another quick update. One other thing that I might do is, these won't necessarily be live streams, but maybe I will take a couple of games and actually try and do Let's Plays with a webcam so you guys can see my reactions, and they will be games that are virtually blind for me. But these are actually the ones that I was going to bring to you guys and see which game you wanted me to play. And since I'm going to be doing this every other week, maybe in the meantime, in between weeks... Oh, I am Ifrit. I have been shut up in this book for eons. Of course you have, Pumpkin. Only those with the power to withstand my flames may summon me. So this is actually the way that we can acquire Ifrit, because he has to be in the game. He's your default fire summon. And he actually does kind of have a good design, but this is kind of setting in the design that would go from here on up until, I want to say like 10, but 10 still kind of incorporated that design. So kind of get used to this. It's interesting. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. So, yeah, the live streams are going to happen. I'm also going to try and do these other ones. I actually thought about maybe sticking to just roguelikes and playing them with you, or maybe even taking like puzzle games or something like that and letting you guys see my webcam and see my reactions and just recording it for you. Because I could do that at the very least. Just the live streams, I'll have to be a little bit more iffy on how I do them. Not because I don't like you guys, it's just I'm going to have to work on the hardware stuff, and it's going to take some time. As soon as I get that fixed, man, I'm totally going to go back to live streaming because I love doing that live with you guys. So with that said, that's pretty much the updates that I have on the channel. People have also been asking when the next Drak Rants and Drak Raves are going to be going up. There is no set schedule for that. It's basically whenever I find something that just completely irritates me and I can't necessarily bring to like geek news, then I would do it. So the WoW announcements made sense. Oh, I shall impart my power. Okay, we beat him, so yay, we have the Ifrit summon. Woohoo! So the WoW thing actually made a lot of sense because I'm the only Blizzard fan on the Geek News panel. So I will probably do that. Maybe I'll do that with WoW patches, but in the meantime, I'm basically looking for big issues that have happened in the world of gaming or in the world of movies or whatever that has just absolutely irritated me. And that would be a Drak Rants. A Drak Raves would be something that would be the complete opposite. I'm totally excited for it, and I think it's a great idea. I actually have a feeling that when Overwatch comes out, I will probably have a Raves on that, or a Raves or a Rants on that, going into my viewpoints on the beta thus far. Because I believe that the beta is set to start in fall of 2015, so we're getting there. Oh, I love this one. Oh my gosh! Ifrit! Go right through, sir! So, believe it or not, if you actually walked in here without Ifrit, this shelf will continuously block your path. When you get Ifrit, it lets you through, because it's afraid of it. And like I said, every enemy here is a page. So this is page 64, devil kind of creature. But yeah, those are the quick updates that I have on the channel. I know a lot of people were also irritated that Romney actually took the helm for Geek News for 2 weeks, and I don't know what to tell you guys, because we had planned that in advance. And those episodes are now up on the playlist, so if you want to watch it, you can. I do actually show up for them. Really, I couldn't handle the concept of getting an agenda together and being able to host the episode, because I could have to leave at any given moment. And I made that clear, so... But we're back on that, at least. I can host... I hosted last week's episode, so... we're back in that regard. And those are pretty much the updates. I apologize if I bored you, but I did want to get those taken care of. In the meantime, games that I have actually played in this time, it's taken a long time to get to this point, guys. It's, you know, we're 3 weeks out, and I know I put out a tweet or something like that basically saying I apologize. I will get these things to you as soon as I can. I just needed time to do a post commentary for it. So the games that I've been able to play, first of all, let's go into No More Heroes, because I actually played that through to its end. I was at the number 3 ranking, and so I basically decided, since I was so close to the end of the game, I was just going to bust it out, you know? And I'm kind of glad I did, because then I could stay with the story a little bit. So I'm trying to think of the names of... So the number 3 was Speedbuster, and it was basically, you know, like they were advertising that she was a witch, and it just turned out that she was a ranty old woman that had a ginormous satellite cannon. And so the whole fight of it was basically getting up to her so you could stab her. And I actually like that whole idea, just because it's like, okay, so I'm waiting for the magic to come up, and all of a sudden, boom, big giant cannon. I'm like, yeah, I'd see that as magic. The only sad part about that is that Travis's master, Thunder Ryu, who you are occasionally going to train with during the game, he dies because he challenged Speedbuster before you and passed away. But through his passing, he actually gives you the opportunity to have the ultimate beam katana, because it's basically your you're not copying it, but you're adapting to it. And so you hand in your final parts to be able to get your beam katana supremely upgraded. And I love that one. Just because I didn't like the big, bulky beam katana that you get in the middle. I like the fact that I actually got to something a little bit more lightweight and allowed for more combos. So I like that. Then I moved on to the number 2. I can't remember what her name was. I think it was like Baby Girl or something like that. Where it's basically a... I might get this wrong, and I apologize if I do. She's like the mascot of the baseball team. So you go back to the stadium where you fought Dr. Peace. Except maybe she isn't. Like, she's basically Paris Hilton on a killing spree, is what she is. She is an entitled little brat on a killing spree. Like, she's always trying to kill if she doesn't get her way. And I always found that to be stupid. But her fight was actually ingenious enough that I did have some difficulty with it. And I also did love the whole concept that they adopted kind of a Zelda-esque maneuver where you have to do the whole bouncing back and forth the energy. Instead, it's her minions, so she'll launch them at you and you can launch them back. Oh, and what's this? What's that? Mead? Watch out, there's something funny about this, baby. And this is now the Byblos fight. So we have to make our way to Mead, because now we found him. Ah, protect. Yay! So back into No More Heroes. So I did the number 2 fight, enjoyed that. Then it became a long grind because I had to get every upgrade for the new beam katana. Plus the new beam katana, I actually had to earn literally a lot of the game's currency, LBs. So I did that because I wanted to have the best weapon that I could have. And then I took on the number 1 Dark Star. And I'm not gonna reveal a lot of the stuff that happens in that fight, but it pretty much solidified this game to me as a good game, because this is the point where the game just does everything it can possibly do to break the 4th wall. So basically it's like, surprise, you're fighting somebody who's claiming to be your dad, and then surprise, you're fighting somebody else, and boom, surprise, and it just happens one after the other, and there's actually a point where I kid you not, excuse me, I kid you not, the ending protagonist or antagonist looks at Travis and just says, well, I could explain my backstory to you, but that would be spoilers and it would take way too much time, and the player would be bored. So Travis is like, fine, we'll fast forward, and then you basically get the footnotes of the reveal. And I love that concept. That's pretty much solidified to me this is a good game. Oh, and it looks like I might have beaten Byblos. My Master Seal will be blown wide open! Boom! Okay, yeah, Byblos is dead. So final thoughts on No More Heroes. Love it. This is, you know, as far as like being the lightsabers, this is the Star Wars game I wanted on the Wii and never got. And I recommend it wholeheartedly to anybody who just, you know, decides, I want to go play something good on the Wii. Go play No More Heroes. It's cheesy, it's raunchy, but you'll still get some kind of enjoyment out of it. So I cannot not recommend it to people. And I'm glad I played it. I'm looking forward to getting to No More Heroes 2 eventually, but I'm actually going to move on back into the Infamous series and go into Infamous 2. Because I'm getting really close to finishing this giant pile of games that I have. And then at that point, I don't know what I'm going to talk to you guys about. But yeah, go play No More Heroes, guys. I have a feeling you will enjoy the living crap out of it. Oh, and look at this. What? Can't you see I'm reading? You gotta be kidding me. Didn't you hear us fighting? Hmm? Oh, I thought I heard something. It was banging around behind me. Was that you? Yeah, I'm reacting like them. Give me a break. Give me a break. Yeah. Is this guy for real? Well, I'm done here. Coming? I know a secret route. Of course you do. And it's just right where he was. Try and explain that. Okay, so this is going to put us out in the main floor. Right at that guy. Oh my gosh! Mead! Mead! Thank God you're safe! Thank you so much for saving Mead! What a relief! I don't get the point here. Eh? You came to save me? Yes. Well, thank you. Perhaps I should have said so sooner. That should probably, perhaps you should have said so. Anyway, look at this! He's gonna be one of those characters, isn't he? I found the most amazing book! Of course you did. See, with this book, we should be able to repower the fire ship. Should we repower the fire ship? We've got to tell Professor Sid right away. Sid? Yes. You know. Him. You know him. He's my grandfather. Of course he is. He's amazing. A brilliant researcher. Nothing ever stumps him. He is not staying in contact. You speak of the old Sid. As for the new one... What? Now he be making a habit of being stumped. Of course he is. That can't be! Mead! Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and follow Mead. We're assuming he's going to go talk to Sid, so guess where we have to go now? We have to go all the way back to Karnak. Take that for what you will. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to getting back into Infamous, because it's been a while. Been quite a while since I played Infamous, and I was actually very happy with how it ended, and now I'm interested to go into Infamous 2. And I know a lot of people have recommended that I should play, I think it was Prototype? That was the counter, the Microsoft counter to that. I might, at some point. I might, I don't know. I'm kind of looking at adding a few things to the pile. I really shouldn't, but a lot of people have actually recommended, well, you should at least try Gears of War. I know you don't like Halo, but you should try Gears of War. You'll like it. And I'm getting kind of urged in those directions, but I'm mainly looking towards going into next gen, because there's plenty of games in next gen that I haven't touched yet, and I really want to. So we are back at Karnak. So now we have to find where Sid is, and well, if you're stumped or if you have issues, where do you think you would be? Because there is actually a distinction between an inn and a pub in this game. So I just kind of spoiled it. He's at the pub because he's stumped and he destroyed Karnak. Oh no, what are you going to do? So let's go ahead and go look for him. We just have to find the, Oh, yeah, that's right. So I actually kind of flubbed here. I thought he was at the fire ship, and he is not, because we pretty much destroyed the fire ship. But for some reason I thought this. I don't know why. So, yeah, now I'm looking all over the fire ship, not really seeing him. And now back to Karnak I go, because he's actually in the pub. And there's the pub. So let's go see if we can find him. Well, he's not really down here, but he is upstairs. And this is where Sid is. Sid! Mead didn't come? Ah, steady there, Sid. It's no good. Don't even bother with me anymore. I'm sad, Batman. Grandpa! Mead? This is supposed to be him beating him. Ow! Knock it off, Mead! What's wrong with you? You silly old fool! You never gave up! Never! Oh, Mead. You can't be afraid of failure. If you fail, then you just have to try again. You told me that. Of course you did. Mead. Mead. Try again. Mead, I think you're right. Of course he is. But we're going to go ahead and end it on this little note. In the meantime, though, when we get back, we will see what what Sid and Mead are talking about, and we'll get used to this pairing for quite a while. But in the meantime, I'm Drak, and I will see you guys next time for more Final Fantasy V.